Father Justin, in the country I live in, Hungary, some leaders of the church are against the silver method. I would like to ask you to introduce yourself and then to tell your opinion about the relation between religion and the silver method.
Well, my name is Father Justin Bielitz. I am a Franciscan priest in the province of the Sacred Heart here in the United States. And I have been working with the Silver Program for approximately 20 years. And it's very interesting that there is a rather interesting discrepancy at times between people in leadership in the church and in some other organizations. For example, I was requested by one bishop to come into his diocese for the express purpose of teaching, where in another diocese I have been outlawed. And I don't think that there is a question here at all of the church as an institution saying anything about the silver method, because there has not been anything officially said by the church. But there may be leaders, individual leaders in the church, who may not know anything about the method or may have been misinformed. Now, as a teacher of spirituality for at least 12 years now, I know that what the Silver Method teaches is very traditional approach to meditation. The only difference is that the Silver Method is a scientific presentation, not a theological presentation. But that for me is a great advantage. In fact, when I first joined the order, the very first thing that we were taught was meditation. But they were using the language of the mystics from hundreds of years ago. And not even the teachers who were teaching us understood all of that language. And so it really was maybe about 15 years after I joined the order and I took the Silver class that I realized for the very first time how important meditation is and why the church, through all these centuries, has made meditation absolutely necessary for all priests and for all religious in the order. Even today, the church says the priests must meditate for a half hour in the morning and a half hour in the evening. I think that the Silver Method is one of the most powerful means for helping people not only to understand meditation, but to give them the tools that they need to be very effective to bring themselves closer to God and to make our world a better place in which to live.
Thank you. Let me ask you that, how did the Silver Method change your life?
Well, before I took the Silver Method, I meditated only because I had to and I didn't know what I was doing. And as soon as I got into the Silver Method, I put meditation into my life on a regular basis, and I understand now why it is so important. I would never have been able to withstand the pressure of the last 10 years had it not been for the fact that I was using the Silver Method in my meditations daily, 3 times a day. And I really believe that it not only saved my vocation, but it gave me the strength that I need to overcome all the difficulties that were part of my ministry during those last 10 years.
Finally, I would like to ask you that, would you recommend learning the Silver Method to religious people?
I highly recommend to any priest or to any religious that they take the Silver Method, because I believe that it will help them to understand the ancient traditions in the church, which we call mystical. All of the saints said that if we are to become perfect, we must meditate. That's absolutely necessary. And I think in this day and age, the Silver Method is putting the reality of meditation and spiritual truth into the universal language in much the same way as St. Thomas did in his day. And St. Thomas was criticized for being a heretic in his day. But after his material was used by people and studied, it then became mandatory by the officials in the church that this method be used in teaching all priests. And I believe that this is what's going to happen in the future. I think that the Silva method and the whole process of meditation is going to become part and parcel of the tradition for the lay people in the church today, and that they will carry on the tradition that was started by the saints over the past centuries.
Father Justin, thank you very much.